Hello everyone, my name is Mace, and welcome back to r/entitledparents, where we seem to have a slight theme of Super Smash Bros. Towards the end, and I am totally okay with that. Today's stories include a child who thinks that he is the boss, and he can get his daycare worker fired for not sharing a ball, a mother who thinks that it is wise to call the cops when GameStop won't accept returns on new games, and lastly, a mother who will attempt to kidnap a child, because swords are bad. Sit back, relax, and let's go! This story is called EM Tries to Kidnap Me Because Swords Are Bad by Ace the Boyo. Now, the title may be confusing at first, but let me tell you, I've never forgotten this experience, mostly because of how scared I was. This may be a bit long, so there's a TLDR at the bottom. Also, I'm on mobile, so flame me for any mistakes I make, please. Okay, here's some backstory. Around 7 years ago when I was 7, my family had yearly passes to Busch Gardens, meaning we got to go almost every weekend. Now, when I was little, I had an obsession with swords. I loved them. And for those of you who have been to Busch Gardens, you know that towards the end of the day, they bring out those carts with the glow-in-the-dark glasses, necklaces, etc. Now, like I said before, I was obsessed with swords and stuff like that. So when I saw the glow-in-the-dark swords they had, hoo boy, I just had to have one. My parents decided to be wild and get me the sword. Okay, now we're done with the backstory. Let's get back to the main event. Meet the cast. Me, Mythical Elmo, EM, Entitled Monkey, K, Kid, D, Dad, M, Mom. So, I was walking with my sword, occasionally swinging it when there wasn't people. Eventually, I walk by this woman with a son who audibly gasps when she sees my sword and then proceeds to grab me by the back of my shirt. Here's how the interaction went. Me, please let me go. EM, why do you have that weapon in your hand? Me, it's just a pretend sword. Quick word here. I was like mega shy when I was little, so I was seriously freaked out. EM, how could your parents let you have such a thing? Swords are dangerous! You're setting a bad example for K! Now, mind you, this kid was like 3, and as with many 3-year-olds, really looked like he could have cared less about my sword. Me, getting nervous. Please let me go. I don't know you. EM, no! You're coming with me! Kay has been wanting a brother anyway. Me, screams for my mom and dad. My parents turn around to see this lady trying to pull me towards the exit with her. Almost immediately, my dad charges her and pulls me away. D, what the heck do you think you're doing? EM, I'm only trying to save this poor child from having to spend another moment with you horrible people. M, how in the world are we horrible people? EM, you let your son have a sword! D marches up to her. If you ever, and I mean ever, touch my son again, I don't care who you are, I will knock your lights out. Punch! The EM looked like she wanted to fight more, but being as my dad is 6 foot and muscular, and there were plenty of onlookers giving her death stares, she saw she was defeated. She walked away embarrassed, thankfully, never to be seen again. I got the talk on how if a stranger I don't know tries to talk or touch me, I run and call for help. Sorry if it's a little anticlimactic, no arrests or crazy assaults, but it's still in my memory and I'll never forget it. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks for reading, hope you enjoyed. Moral of the story, don't play with toy swords in front of an EM. I must agree, never, and I do mean never, hold anything of any value near an entitled mother, because they'll either try to take it or in this case, you. Because of the title, and because I'm me, I decided to make a meme, and I dubbed it for your viewing pleasure. Enjoy. Swords are dangerous! You're setting a bad example for Kay! Brrr! This story is called EM Tries to Return a Game, Ends Up Getting Arrested by a returning user, CoClearCast. Cast: EM, entitled Mother, me, myself and I, GA, Game Advisor, PO1, Police Officer 1, and PO2, Police Officer 2. Was at a GameStop earlier and witnessed a reality stranger than fiction event. I went to GameStop to pick up a couple of games for the Switch because I had won a gift card in a work raffle a while ago, and GameStop has a buy one, get one half off on used games for Pro Day. I was looking at the used games, having been in the store for about 2 to 3 minutes or so. There's myself, a couple of game advisors, and maybe 2 other customers. The Switch games are close to the counter, so well within earshot. GA: Hello, how can... EM: I'd like to return this game. I have my receipt. GA: Oh, okay, let's take a look. GA takes the game and receipt and looks it over. GA: I'm sorry, but we can't take returns on new games once they've been opened. You can trade it in for cash or credit, though. EM: But I have my receipt. GA then goes on to explain their policy on how they can't give a return on a game sold as new if it was opened. EM: That's not right! I paid over $60 for this, and my son can't play violent games like this. I demand a full refund since you shouldn't have sold him this game in the first place. GA: I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's our policy. I can't. The system won't let me. At this point, I take an interest in what's going on since I grabbed Smash and Let's Go Pikachu, I have Eevee, and was ready to check out. I get in line behind her and see she's trying to return Smash. Me: If you want, I can buy that from you for what you paid, if that'll help. I was gonna buy it anyways. I worked retail before and just wanted this lady to stop pestering the GA, and I was going to get the same game anyways, so figured everyone could be happy. EM: No thanks. This man needs to give me a refund, and I'm not leaving until I get one. It's worth noting that she's calm, hasn't yelled, and so far has been rather amicable in her tone, of a little thick. Me: Okay. I look at the GA with a, sorry, I tried. He shoots me back a, I know, thanks, smile. EM: Why are you smiling at her? Listen, I just want a refund. Can you do that or not? GA: I cannot. If I could, I would. EM: Fine. EM leaves with her game and receipt. End of it, right? Not exactly. I check out, and since it's slow, I ask if they don't mind me chatting for a while since I'm bored and need social interaction to help with my speech and listening skills. Doctor's orders. After about 10 minutes, EM walks back in, followed by Police Officer 1 and Police Officer 2. I'm assuming she's claiming they're defrauding her, etc. PO1 is talking to GA, while PO2 is talking to EM. GA asks me to stick around a while if I can, since I'm a witness, so there's a neutral third party, and I was kind of involved in the exchange. Sure, no problem. I wasn't watching what was going on and was texting my sister when I hear EM: Why are you arresting me? What did I do? My ears perk up and suddenly I'm paying attention. PO2: Dispatch said you have a warrant for check fraud, ma'am. EM starts to get combative, so PO1 comes over and they manage to get her cuffed and escort her to their car. GA and I just look over at each other like, instant karma? We exchange a smile, and afterwards I give my statement. Then PO1 finishes with GA, gives him a police report, and they're gone. GA and I exchange numbers, and I get some tips from him for Smash and head home. Well, I must say, you have a very interesting life, Coclear. First, the woman at the Walmart thinking that you work there and assaulting one of the employees, and now a mother who thinks that it is justified to call the cops because they would not take a refund. On a side note though, great choice. Smash. Great game. Love it. Even though the characters that I do play are only in the mid to high tier. This story is called, You Know I'm Your Boss, Right? EK and EM try to get me fired for not rewarding EK's rudeness. By Takuya WC. Hello everyone. This is my first post on anything, and I didn't think I had a story to contribute to this lovely thread until I read enough of them to realize that I actually do have something to share. 'Tis a long one, so I apologize if you read all of this. To preface this all, I used to work at an after-school care. So once the kids at my primary school, elementary school, had finished school for the day at around 3-ish, around 60 to 70 kids would then come over to our building, on campus, and chill out until their parents came to pick them up at around 5:45 p.m. We would give them afternoon tea and then watch over them as they pretty much just played games and do arts and crafts and such. A lot of the kids we looked after were full-time kids, meaning that we had them 5 days a week, and most, if not all, holidays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., meaning that, all in all, I'm spending a lot of time with other people's kids as a sort of pseudo-guardian slash parent slash role model, so using manners and general good behavior is extremely important to me as it helps to inform the rest of their lives. During my time here, I had an interesting run-in with an entitled parent and their equally, if not more, entitled son. Bear in mind, this all happened at least 4 years ago, so the details might be a bit hazy, but an obvious lack of respect from both parents and children made this encounter stay in my mind. EP, entitled parent, EK, entitled kid, me, HS, head supervisor. Me playing with a soccer ball in the school hall with a few other kids. EK comes up to me and grabs my shirt. EK, give me the ball. Me, sorry man, we're playing with it right now. Points at the other kids. But you can jump into the game if you want. EK, I said give me the ball. Me, sorry kid, not with an attitude like that. However, if you want to join in the game with us, by all means. EK, you know I'm your boss, right? Me, excuse me? EK, give me the ball now, or I'll have you fired. Me, flabbergasted at such a blatantly rude attempt to intimidate me. Once again, no deal, but thanks for playing. EK storms off, and I think nothing of it until later, closer to home time. EP joins the battle and confronts me. EP, why did you steal the ball from my son? What the hell were you thinking? Me, oh, is that what he told you? No. I was already playing a game with a group of kids when he demanded that I give him the ball we were playing with. Now, had he asked nicely and used his manners, I would have considered it and I would have started a different game. However, I don't reward disrespect and rudeness here. EP, he doesn't have to use his manners. You're getting paid to do whatever you have to keep him happy. You ruined his day and mine. I hope you're happy. I'm gonna have a word with your supervisor. You're not fit to look after children. At this point, I'm pretty incensed about being told I'm not fit to look after children, so I go off on this lady. Me? Listen, lady. Polite mode slightly turned off. I don't reward bad behavior. If you don't like how I do things here, then by all means, there is an after-school establishment up the road that'll be more than happy to accommodate you and your family. Bear in mind, no one would put up with such rude behavior. EP, how dare you! We've been here for years! You can't talk to me like that! storms off and starts talking to HS. HS, a very fair, kind, but firm lady, doesn't have a bar of it, though, as this isn't the first time EK has been acting up. HS calmly explains to EP that she supports my decision and that if they indeed do have a problem, then they should try the other after-school care program up the road. We had a waiting list of about 30 kids, so replacing them wouldn't be an issue. EP, after finding out that there was a higher chance of being kicked out of the program rather than me being fired, stormed out of the office with EK in tow. This wasn't my first battle with crappy parents, and it certainly wasn't the last. I'm glad I didn't get fired as well. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Well, Takuya, it looks like you had your first encounter with the boss baby, and you actually managed to survive. They threatened your job, but you stood your ground, and I'm very proud of you. And the other part of your comments did remind me of something. Here you go.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Thank you all for watching. Also, thank you to our posters for letting me read their stories. Links down in the description. The wedding is coming up next Saturday, so I may not be able to post next week. I do apologize. I may make a recap of my wedding, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, if you liked the video, please leave me a like and subscribe if you are new. I try to watch the comments as best I can, so if you'd like to chat with me, please feel free to comment below. Maybe I'll do a Q&A at some point. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.